Whether you have an employment, criminal, family, corporate, or personal injury matter, legal issues can be puzzling. The lawyers at Devry, Smith & Frank make all the pieces fit together.
So what types of incidents, accidents, or claims are going to lead to a situation where someone says, help, we need more money? Well, how they come to us is they're involved in motor vehicle accidents, a slip and fall or a trip and fall that can lead to an injury. Now, typically, about 70% of our practice would be confined to motor vehicle accidents. It tends to be the most frequent way that people get, unfortunately, injured. A long-term disability claim. Now, a long-term disability claim will usually become, or is part and parcel with a motor vehicle accident or a slip and fall. The person is injured in an accident. Oftentimes they're unable to work, and then they make the application for long or short-term disability to supplement their income because of their inability to work. Injury from assault. The most typical type of situation that would involve an injury from assault would be an assault in a bar or a club or a restaurant. We've had many claims in our office where people are assaulted in clubs or bars by bouncers, allegedly, and other types of personal injury claims. Now here's the downward spiral. This is where it starts, and this is where it ends. So the person has an accident, an injury, or an illness. That accident, injury, or illness will then lead to an injury or an impairment, and then that person ends up having treatment and care needs. Now, oftentimes, because of the accident or injury and the need for treatment, they're not working. They can't go back to work. They have a difficulty with work. They have an employer who's unwilling or unable to accommodate them, or they're self-employed. And then, as a result of their unemployment and their illness, the benefits are exhausted. So, not only are they hurt, not only do they need treatment, not only are they unemployed, but now they don't have the funds to provide them with the care and the needs that are required as a result of all these aforementioned issues. In addition, they have inadequate or no income or no savings, and then they're unable to continue treatment. So it's not as though they don't need treatment, but what happens is they don't have the funding for treatment. And when the person doesn't have funding for treatment, and they're unemployed, and they can't pay for their home care costs, then it results in a breakdown in personal relationships. Some people are lucky enough to have support members, support at home. They're lucky enough to have family members that can support them. They're lucky enough to have spouses or siblings who are able to overlook these problems that happen as a result of this downward spiral from the accident or illness. But regardless of the support structure at home, regardless of the empathy and the love and support of family members and friends, if there's no money for treatment, if there's no money for care costs, if there's no money for housekeeping, if there's no funds or ability to get these people transportation, there's regression and progression of the impairment. So the chronic pain becomes more chronic. It can result in psychological issues, and that leads us off to Wendy.
Thank you, David. So before we get into the non-insured sources of funding, I'm just going to talk briefly about what types of insured services are available. If somebody's been involved in a car accident, they can access accident benefits available to them under the insurance policy. Some of the benefits that are available include medical rehabilitation benefits, income replacement benefits, attendant care benefits, housekeeping and home maintenance benefits, non-earner benefits, and there's also additional funding if somebody has been declared catastrophic. As far as medical and rehabilitation benefits are concerned, initially, a victim of a car accident is entitled to about $3,500 worth of benefits if they are considered to be under the minor impairment guideline. If somebody's able to get out of the minor impairment guideline, the limit for benefits increases to $50,000. If somebody's injuries are catastrophic, an application can be made for an application for catastrophic impairment, which increases their benefits up to $1 million for medical rehabilitation. Income replacement benefits are available under the policy for people who have been working at the time of the accident and are no longer able to continue with their job. They can, the formula for calculation of the benefit is 70% of the gross earnings. So then again, it's not a lot of money to help supplement your income when you're not working because of a car accident. Attendant care benefits are also available if somebody needs care around the home. It's a formula also that's calculated by somebody experienced in providing attendant care calculations. Housekeeping and home maintenance benefits are also available to some people. You have to be catastrophically impaired to get housekeeping benefits, as well as if you're not catastrophic, you have to purchase optional benefits through your insurer. The problems with accident benefits is that you are subject to approval by an insurance company, so you're often denied. You don't always have access to the benefits that you may think may be available to you. There isn't enough money. There's $3,500 unless you can prove that you have an impairment outside of the MIG. It's limited in availability, and as far as attendant care benefits, you have to prove that somebody incurred an expense and that there's an economic loss. The difficulty with that is the insurance company wants to see that the person who's providing the benefit has incurred an economic loss. Now, unless somebody's left their job to provide attendant care benefits, it's very difficult to show that these services were provided. It's also helpful if somebody has a personal support worker or in their family who might be able to provide those benefits to them, but unfortunately most people are not in a position to leave their jobs to provide the care that they need. Again, some benefits are optional benefits that need to be purchased and aren't available to everybody, and a lot of people don't know that they have to purchase these benefits before they have their car accident. Extended health care is also another benefit that might be available to people. Those people that were working at the time of their injury or may have benefits available to them under their employer's policy. Such benefits could include physiotherapy treatment, psychological treatment, prescriptions, medical services, assistive devices. Again, these benefits are limited to being employed, and not everybody has extended health care. Approval is often subject to review, and they're limited in availability. Short-term and long-term disability, this supplements somebody's income. Again, they have to have been employed at the time of the accident, and sometimes there are rehabilitation support services that are available under the policy. The problem with short and long-term disability benefits is that there's often a waiting period. There's a disability test for entitlement. It only supplements the income, and they're limited in duration. Some policies, you can get 26 weeks of benefits, then the tests change. Some policies you have to be for 2 years, and then the test changes. And also some policies are limited in duration in that they're only for a period of 5 years, 6 years. And they're subject to continuous review. You're always subject to being reviewed by a team of people at the insurance company. OHIP is insured by the government. There's no cost to the patient. There's a variety of medical services and specialties that are available, but there's a potential for unlimited use in that the treatment team can make recommendations for certain services available. So the downside is OHIP only covers insured services, not all the treatment that are needed. The availability can often depend on where the person lives. There is a delisting of services that are no longer available that might have been available at one time. Long wait times is another problem. And it's dependent on referrals from family doctors who might not make the referral. And there's a limited availability of practitioners depending again on where you live. Employment insurance sick benefits are also available if somebody was working at the time of their injury. Often it's a quick approval process, and it's reasonable in the approval. The only problem is that it's only available for a period of about 15 weeks. And it only, again, supplements your income. There's no additional funds available for any kind of medical or rehabilitation benefits. So what do we do?
As you've noticed from what we've explained, accident benefits aren't necessarily enough. Extended health care is not necessarily enough. Long-term and short-term disability is not necessarily enough. OHIP is really never enough. Employment insurance is not enough because it only pays for a very short period of time. And although our clients and your patients may have access to all these things, they really don't cover what people need. And the dilemma that we have as lawyers is we're not there to treat the clients. We're not there to provide these services to clients, but we're there to help these clients seek out the treatment that they need, and we're there to help our clients get access to the funds to maybe not necessarily in all cases get them back to square one, but at least live a quality of life that's as best as possible given the resources that are available.